We are
It
here.
is. It is the first Monday of the month, and this we are calling our giveaway Monday. So all throughout the
Woo!
show, I will be showing the items you get to choose from, and we can have up to 3 winners today. How do we become a part? You like this feed, share it, and I should see the streams up here that's being shared. But come down in the comments and say that it has been shared. And here is an example. We
Cute.
have the
Yes.
Carnivore Love coffee mug, but you don't have to drink coffee in it. You can make your broth, your
Bone broth.
carnivore tea, however you choose to do it, but it is a heartbeat. There's a heart and it says carnivore. So that is one of the items that you get to choose from. Hit it, Laura.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, carnivores and apex predators of the digital realm. Welcome to the most ferociously entertaining event of your week. It's Monday, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for the Fierce FeLions broadcast. I'm Laura, your co-host, and I am from Eat to Your Health with Carnivore.
Get ready to unleash your inner beast as we dive into the wild world of carnivorous content with a dash of humor, a sprinkle of knowledge, and a whole lot of roaring excitement. I am your co host, Robin Heron, your carnivorous grandma.
Yes, I am your co-host, G Brown, the lifestyle changer from the channel Hanging with the Browns. And alongside me is our untamed team of feline fangs prowling the virtual jungle to bring you the latest in carnivorous escapades, jaw-dropping facts, and a whole lot of fun.
Whether you're a meat loving carnivore or just curious about the thrilling world of predators, this is the show for you. I'm your co host, Rhonda Townsend.
And our phenomenal feline in the middle is Rebecca. And so lock into your coordinates, set your reminders, and sharpen those claws because every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Fierce Felines are going to whisk you away on a captivating journey into the heart of the wild. Join us for our raw hour unfiltered entertainment that's sure to leave you purring for excitement. It's time to pound on another unforgettable episode of the Fierce Felines. And don't forget, today
Woo!
is our giveaway day.
Yes.
Yes. Hey,
Yay.
Yay!
Priscilla.
Yay.
Hey.
Mhm.
All
Hey,
right.
Dee.
So, uh,
All right.
let me just start out with, guys, really quick. Oh, hold on. She came back there.
All
There we
right.
go.
There we go.
Let's
Yay.
slide
Yay!
her
The internet
Hey,
just cut
Rebecca.
over to
out at the worst
here.
time.
It's okay.
That's okay. That's okay. I did it for you. That's hey, we out here.
Thank
We
you.
are in this
Yes.
pack together. So
That's right.
anybody you want to QQQ in the and go ahead and put your questions or comments in. We're asking you. This is our giveaway Monday. This is the first time that we are doing this and show you. You can have your choice of a black or white Carnivore Heartbeat coffee mug. Those are two of your choices, or you can go with your water bottle that, of course, is BPA free, and you have
Nice.
that as a choice as well. So, how do you become a part of that? You go ahead and like this video and share it. There'll be a little thing that comes up here and talks about sharing. Your name goes in, and then as we're talking, I'm going to show you the little spinner on my phone, and I will key your name in, your YouTube name, like Pursuit of Bliss. It would go in, and then at right before we get off, I'm gonna hit ding, and the winner will be picked. All you have to do is go to G Brown. Nope, I'll put the address down in here because now I just told you a story. And send me your mailing address, and you will receive you will receive from me. Plus, I have a basket of goodies. And when I say goodies, let me just show you one real quick. So, because it's December and it's all about giving, you also receive this beautiful bracelet. It is a cuff
Lovely.
bracelet, go on sideways, and I have other choices as well. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I love giving away stuff. I love for you to be surprised. This is the giving season. I'm the giving girl. All right. So there you are. Um, Another thing, if you don't mind doing in the comments, people that are watching from near and far, those over there in the back, if you have a story of what's going on with you that we would also like to share with everybody that's watching live or on the replay, um, some victories. We want to push some victories because we know that a lot of great things are happening in the carnivore community with your body, with your health. Transformations are taking place. Well, you don't just have to hear from us. Go ahead and put it in there. Let's get you up on stage and spot. Now, I'm not gonna bring you on. Put your comment up. So don't let me trick you by any means. Oh, go ahead, Robin. Take that first part.
We are so excited to be back with you again for Meeting Mondays with the Fierce FeLions. Tonight is episode 5, and we are going to be exploring carnivore success stories. So, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit tonight about food freedom. So, this is like a positive change that I have experienced from my carnivore way of eating. I used to be a person who consistently and constantly obsessed about food. I thought about food.
Yep.
What am I going to eat? Uh, when I just got done eating, I'm planning for the next meal. I'm talking about food all the time. I noticed, like with my mom, pretty much the only conversation we would have was about food. What are we eating? What did we eat today? What are we going to go buy at the store? Just constantly obsessing and obsessing about food. So one of the things, the benefits that I have noticed is that I don't have that food obsession anymore. I don't really think about food unless I get hungry. I eat twice a day usually, and I only eat if I'm hungry. And I'm really only thinking about food because of my YouTube channel. Because I need to think about what am I going to cook if I'm going to cook something for you guys. Thinking about shopping for that kind of thing. But that food obsession is gone. And so that is like, I thought that was a normal state of being, obsessing about food all the time. And it turns out that it's not. That's not my normal state of being. So I'm really happy and pleased with that observation that I've had, that I am free of that food obsession. I don't have any cravings for anything. Um, you know, like I want some chips, or I want a cookie, or I want anything, nothing. The only thing that sometimes I will have a craving for is a ribeye. I will have a craving for a particular kind of steak that is nice and fatty and makes me feel really good. So, as far as my success story, I feel like that elimination of food obsession is a huge success for me.
Absolutely. So I would say for myself, positive changes that this lifestyle has done for me is decreased brain fog was major for me. I have energy. Gee, I'm not 33 like you on the inside, but I'm probably 35. And
Oh,
but I will say, I when we got that deer yesterday, she was a pretty good sized deer. I
Ooh,
just grabbed a hold of her
congratulations.
after I field dressed it because I wanted to keep the liver. So I was like, I did a little surgery out there. I drug that thing right across into the truck, and they were like, "Oh, you need help?" And I was like, "I got this." And I was like, "Hey, I didn't need any help. I got that all by myself." So I was pretty proud of myself. So
Wow.
strength, I think, is something, and I recover. So like if I lift heavy, or if I do something like the tons of walking we did on uneven ground all over the farms, that we were hunting on, I am not sore at all today. I mean, not at all. And I can't even tell you how many miles. So that's something that I would have had before if I did anything strenuous like that. So I think that's another physical thing that is an improvement for me. So And I enjoy being outside. It was cold. I didn't like the cold, as I have my blankie now because I'm still cold. But otherwise, I think that has definitely helped by being carnivore.
Congratulations on your deer.
Thank you. She's
Yeah,
tasty.
Laura, I saw
I
that
bet.
I can imagine.
on YouTube today, and that you got that dough. And then I saw your video this morning of how you cut it into steaks and prepped it. That was
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah, I
Um,
made a hamburger too. So I didn't do a video of that because I was like, nobody wants to see you running a bunch of that. But I got quite a bit.
yeah, I love how you cut the steaks, because I would not
Yeah.
have thought to make two incisions and open
Yep.
it up like
Yep.
that. So that was cool. But
Yeah.
anyway, like you, I also, of course, have the increased energy.
Yeah.
The one that I noticed for me, the success for me, is my improved mood. So I think I mentioned before that I used to have a bad temper, and it was weird because little things would set me off. If something major happened, it was weird. I'd always be calm, but just the little things would set me off, and I would get into a temper tantrum and start, talking real loud and yelling. But since I've been carnivore, my mood has been stable, and I think that's like the biggest improvement, besides my blood pressure being normal. So for me, that's a big one for me.
That's awesome.
That's so awesome. Well, I think I would probably piggyback off of Robin and saying that the food freedom has been the biggest win for me personally. Like I could go on and on about all the wins for my family overall, but I have spent realizing and looking back, I've spent my entire life since I was probably 12 or 13 either thinking about food and thinking about how much I could eat and what I could eat and trying to navigate how I could get more of the things that I wanted by having, okay, I'm going to eat a bunch of this healthy food and so that I have the calories left over so I can have the thing that I really want to eat, which
Mhm.
generally left me very hungry, even hungrier because what I wanted to eat had no nutrition in it. And the things I was trying to fill up on also had there was no substance to it. It was like, let me have this giant bowl of vegetables, and then I'm going to drizzle some dressing on it so that I can go and have cinnamon rolls. And so my body's just like, no, I'm still hungry. You ate all of this food, but you didn't give me anything of substance. And so just that frustration of I'm always hungry. I'm always thinking about food. I'm thinking about what I want to eat. And if I decide to just not care and eat whatever and live with the consequences, then I'm feeling the guilt of eating it and the body just sluggishness and the grossness of the overeating on bad food. And so it was like Robin said, it was never free of it. My mind was always going. I told this lady the other day that it was like if there was a box of cookies in the pantry, it would be like, I'm thinking about the cookies and I shouldn't eat the cookies, but I really want the
Mm-hmm.
cookies. And so maybe I'll go have one cookie and then I'll go have one cookie. And I'm like, well, I might as well have three cookies. And then I might as well just eat all the box and then I can stop thinking about the cookies because then they won't be there anymore. And so you eat all of it and then you feel gross and you're
Yep.
thinking the rest of the day about how you shouldn't have eaten that box of cookies because clearly no good can come from it. And so
Yep.
Yep.
that was like my whole life for the 30 years. That was a part of my brain in the back all the time. And now I don't think about it. I think about it when I'm hungry. I eat the food. I never feel guilty about it. I never feel gross. And so yeah, well, maybe what we eat is very narrow. It is, but it's so freeing.
Yes.
Well, I just want to say that if you go on sea lion or on lion diet and then come back to regular carnivore, you're gonna feel like the road opened up.
I actually want, Robin, when you were talking, um, I joked about this with my husband. He'd be sitting, your spouses or the kids are sitting around while you're in the kitchen preparing, and I'm cooking a meal, and we're talking about tomorrow's meal. If you guys really look at food takes up a lot When we before we started this panel, and Rebecca and Louie, we interviewed them, and that's one of the things that her husband spoke about. Think about going on vacation. You want to try this restaurant, that restaurant, and you did not get an opportunity. You did not get an opportunity to, okay, baby, um, sightsee to all the maybe the museums and everything, because you know, and that's going to be a 2 hour thing. Food takes up a lot of your time. Then there's the shopping, and then you're fixing something and you forgot one or things and you send someone to the store, or it really does take up a lot. And then what it does to your body. We did a show just talking about the sugars, the processed food, and on just how I feel that we've been lied to. And then Rhonda, I'll say,
Yep.
with the mood swings, I was known as the light switch. Because, honey, you just never know. Boop, boop, just as fast as you can flip it up and down, that's how fast my mood, or my temper can go from 0 to 100. And it's like, oh, Lord, she on a roll right now, you know, and people back out of the room and all of that. I don't feel like that now, but I will say, when not this last cruise, the one before that, um, I took in some sugars, and 4 o'clock in the morning, I started a really good conversation, is what we'll call it. In the past, it would have been called something else. And then later, I said, it was what I took in. It really was. And so,
Yep.
guys, I'm saying so much is affected by what we are putting in our bodies. And we have an animal. Well, she's no longer with us, but she's not dead though, y'all. She's not. She's 15 years old. She's with my sister. And when you go to the vet, that's one of the questions that they ask you. What dog food are they on? They ask, that's it's on the questionnaire. They can turn around. Never ask you. But the great part about this diet is that if you start feeling some kind of way, you can look back over 24, 48 hours and think to yourself,
Yep.
did you take in something different? And then if you didn't, then you can start looking at some outside, because the detergents and everything else. So we get it from the inside and out. I want to encourage, because I'm going to stop talking, because we want some viewer success stories. And one of the things that I talked about is it's the first Monday of December, and it is the first Monday of the month. And every first Monday, we want to do a giveaway. And so, and let me just show you, because I done pulled it up. So this is it. You really can't see it, but I will put the names in. And Frederick did share, and he did say that if his name comes up, I can give it away to someone else. But if you share this, come back and let me know that you share in the comments. Your name will go in, and at the end of the show, there'll be a spinning wheel. I hit it, we'll have a winner, and you can choose between a white, and that says Carnivore, or the
Nice.
black, and this is for your Carnivore tea. Or you could just say this is BPA free. You can get the water bottle. You just let us know, come back. Thank you, Renee. Look,
Thanks,
so I'm gonna stop
Renee.
talking and I'm gonna get these names in. This next, but we also want to push forward success stories from you guys. You always hear from us. And so, but we know that you have some success stories, whether you made it through the holiday season. And you know, it is okay if you have a piece of sweet potato pie. I hope you didn't eat the whole pie, but if you did, so what? I mean, you know how your body is going to react, and you just get back up on the right plan for what's good for your body. And so That is that. I'm gonna let Rebecca take it while I add these names in.
Absolutely. So talking about, I guess I was talking about viewer success stories from like our community. I guess I just missed. Okay. So yeah. So one of the best things I love about my channel is I hear from a lot of families and people talking about how much it has helped their children with like autoimmune disorders or mood disorders, kids that are struggling with, I mean, just the gamut. I always like to say on my channel is like the kids are not all right. If you spend much time around kids these days, big groups of kids, you'll be like shocked at how many of them are struggling with things that we didn't even hear of when we were kids, that you wouldn't even have known was a thing. And so it's clearly something has changed, and the amount of improvement that families see uh, just changing their nutrition is shocking. Like you go through my comments, and if it's even like remotely interested, read through the comments on some of my videos, and you will see people tell the stories of their kids just finding relief from, like I said, autoimmune disorders is probably the top one that we see of everything from as small as eczema to dealing with, I'm trying to think, just definitely improvement with, I'm trying to think of some of the different things, but it is like, it'll bring tears to your eyes seeing what these families have dealt with and come to the ends of the ropes. The one that I was super shocked that I had no idea is that seizure disorders have incredibly improved by changing to a carnivore diet, and that the medical literature has known of this for nearly 100 years. And
Yes,
yet
they have.
somewhere in the middle of this, they just stopped recommending it.
Money,
And
money.
it is just heartbreaking to see. There's a great follow, and I'll end on this one. If you haven't followed her on Twitter, her Twitter name is Seizure Salad, and a woman, she talks a lot about her lifelong struggle with dealing with debilitating seizures, and carnivore has nearly cured it, and it is just amazing to see that. And so I will just, and on that, it's just the difference in what this can do for children is it's amazing.
Yeah, that is true. Rebecca, when I was in nursing school, one of the things that we went over at the university was some of the things that they had done at these large universities in the 1930s. And keto diet was introduced to these large hospitals for children with epilepsy. And high fat coconut oils, even MCT oil back then, it's not something that's been new just in the last few years. It's been there. But they used that because they saw that it stopped seizures. It actually healed those parts of the brain, because the reason they're having seizures is that electrical activity is like sparking out,
Mm.
because they don't have that coating. It's called like myelination, and it's a phospholipid bilayer. It's 2-layer thick. And that those high fats, that's what it does. It's kind of like coating. It puts the coating back over it. So they've known it, but how do you make money off of that? And so I really think that got buried, and unless people dig, they wouldn't even know. So I'm glad that you are putting that information, that, you have people out there with children that are seeing good benefits from that. That makes you just about want to tear up when you hear that kids are getting better, So the success story I have is a patient who became a follower. And so he is 74 years old. He was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes when he was 50. So 24 years ago, he was instantly on metformin and insulin. He had two different types of insulin. He had the fast acting, which he would take with all three meals. And then he had long acting that he would take at night, which was costing him, just the insulin alone was over $700 a month. And I think the metformin was like $80 a month. But when he first started switching to this way of eating, his hemoglobin A1C was 10.9, which is bad, but I've seen 14, so it could have gotten worse. But I'm glad he bit the bullet. At 3 months, he was down to 6.7. 3 more months now, he hit 6 months, he is 5.4. and he got to fire
Wow.
his diabetic doctor. And I
That's
was just like,
awesome.
Yes.
and all the money he is saving, he's like $780 a month. And I said, hell, you can have ribeyes twice a day.
Amazing.
So yeah, that was pretty good. I was happy, and he feels so much better, so, and if you can get a grumpy old guy at 74 to do this, we can get a lot of more people.
Yeah, I
That's
totally
amazing.
agree with that. That is
Amazing,
awesome.
Laura.
I love to hear that because, in my family there is type 2 diabetes, and I'm like trying to encourage people that there is a great viable option for them to try
Yeah,
to cure the incurable diabetes monster. So
absolutely.
that is something that it's very encouraging every time I hear a story of somebody curing their diabetes, which is supposed to be chronic incurable disease. So that's amazing. I have a story about there's a lady that is on my Facebook page. And when I post my videos up on YouTube, I also post them up on Instagram and it pushes it over to Facebook. And she has been watching my story, basically. She decided to do a 90-day carnivore challenge. And she's in the midst of that. And she's talking about it on Facebook. She's doing, I mean, she's not doing videos or anything, but she's putting posts up and she'll say, I feel so great. I've been this many days without sugar, or, I'm doing like a meat-based diet, or whatever she's saying, and encouraging other people to try it as well. So to me, that's like amazing. To be able to influence a person, just one person, even to make a change for the better. Um, that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm over here on YouTube talking about this, because I want people to know that there's a great option for them to try, and that all these incurable diseases are really not necessarily incurable. They can be addressed through a proper human diet. So I'm so excited about her. And she said that she said recently that her 90 days is up in January, which means she's got to make it through the Christmas holidays. So I'm pretty excited to see how she does and how that goes throughout the holidays. So far she's done good through Halloween and Thanksgiving, and so we'll see how that goes through Christmas. So that was pretty exciting for me.
Well, that's amazing, Robin. It's interesting that you shared your Facebook, because that's what happened with me. The before and after photos, I posted those to Facebook. And so my former coworkers were asking me, wow, how did you do it? Some of them thought I had the weight loss surgery. And I told them about the carnivore diet on Facebook. There was two actually former coworkers. And so what I did was I referred them to Dr. Berry's videos. I also shared my YouTube page in case they wanted to subscribe. And one of the coworkers, her name is Debbie. So if you're listening, hi, Debbie. She decided to give carnivore a try as well. She said she used to be keto. She used to follow Dr. Berg. So she says, well, she gained all her weight back. So now she wants to try carnivore. And I don't know where she's at in the process, but we're going to be keeping in touch. And hopefully I'll have a better, success story to share with her later. So I just thought that was very exciting, that I am reaching some folks in the community who I never thought to talk about carnivore on Facebook. So I'm starting to do that now.
I just have to say this before the next person goes, because the lady that I'm talking about, her name is Deborah. So it's so funny that you say your friend's name is Debbie. I'm like, what? That's pretty awesome. That's amazing.
But you are the next person.
Oh, yay. I'm the next person. So I want to talk a little bit about advice for sustaining your motivation and progress. So for me, I am like a diehard, I guess I would call myself a diehard. But I know everybody's not like that. Some people struggle with temptations and have challenges. The thing that I thought about when I thought about this question is, why are you doing this? I know that, G, you mentioned this earlier. Dr. Lisa Wiedemann says, what is your why? And it's the why that makes you cry. That is the thing that will keep you motivated and sustaining this way of life. And even when you fall off, if that why is big enough, it will be big enough to get you back on track. I had not had a why that was able to keep me sustaining until now. But now I do. So that why that makes me cry is anxiety and dyshydrotic eczema. Just realizing that I can relieve these things through a dietary measure, which is so shocking because these things are like, first of all, for eczema, they tell you that it's not even caused by diet. If you go to the dermatologist, they'll say that it has nothing to do with what you're eating, which, I mean,
It does.
as soon as you eat something
Not true
that's, it's just as crazy that they're telling you that. But,
They
a
want to sell a
metabolic
pill.
disease or a shot or whatever it is. So remember your why. For me, I'm remembering where I came from. Before February 22nd, how did I feel? The emotional well-being, that generalized well-being feeling that I had. I didn't have that before February 22nd. Even when I did keto or I did Atkins or I did other diets, those things never caused me to feel calm, settled. So, and then the third thing I want to say is find your community support. You might not have family members that are doing this with you. I don't right now, but I have these ladies. I have my YouTube
Right.
community, and they're
Yep.
so encouraging. If they see me, doing something, they're like, okay, what are you doing? You don't need to be doing that. So it's encouraging and it's supportive. So just find that community support that will help you to sustain yourself. What about
Excellent.
you? Yeah, Laura.
Yeah. So, what I would say is, and I guess it comes back to when I was keto. When I started keto in 1991, I lost 140 pounds in 9 months. And everybody around me was like, "You are too skinny." I got too thin and too quickly. But you don't always see it when it's you, because you see yourself every day when you're losing a pound, 5 pound, whatever you're losing. It's hard to see. So, one thing I would recommend is taking measurements one time a week, like every Friday. Write down your measurements. I'm not kidding, even your neck, your arms, your chest, waist, hips, even your calves, writing that down. If you can't take your own pictures, have somebody else take pictures from the front and from the side. And then that way you
In the
can kind of
back.
see the progress, because if you don't do that, you might not see it as easily. The other thing is, I think if people would write down, and I'm not good at this, I'm making myself do it more, of journaling daily, just writing down a few things of what I'm noticing. Like, I wake up and I'm like, I don't wake up with like dragon breath anymore. And I know that's gross, but I use, when you ate carbs, it was like you woke up and it was like, ugh, something crawled in my mouth
Mm-hmm.
and died. Something simple like that. I don't have that anymore. I can lean over and give my husband a kiss and he's not going to be like, ugh. Um, but I think daily journaling, and like I said, it doesn't have to be much. It can just be a line or two that you want to say to yourself, or like, today was a struggle. Tomorrow I'm going to work on this, because everything you
Mm-hmm.
do like that gives you power. And I'm all about us having our own power. So that's what I would recommend.
Awesome.
You
I
know
love
what?
that.
Since we were on this, because I think that was really good. So let's just Rebecca, Rhonda, and then I'll fall in. Rebecca, your why, because I think that not only will it remind you, but all of our whys are different, and your why might resonate with someone. So share your why real quick.
Oh, you're on mute.
Want me to go? Oh, okay.
Here.
I guess I'll go while we're waiting. No?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead.
I'll go while we're waiting for Rebecca. My main why was my blood pressure. That was the only reason I started carnivore, because nothing else had worked. That was my main why that made me cry. Weight loss was an added benefit. So that really is the main reason. And I want to keep that off. I want to stay medication free. So that is my why. And like Laura said, never forget where we came from, and just keep that in the back of our, in the back of our minds, or write it down, and just never forget. So that way we will stay on track.
Let's see if we can hear you, Rebecca.
Can you hear me?
So let me just show you her
A little.
dedication, y'all.
Oh,
She is in the car, just really trying
mhm.
to be here with us. So that is dedication to what it is that we're doing. For me, my why, it's the pain, most definitely. And there's been so many benefits. And I think sometimes your why can change. You'll have some
Mhm.
people, their why might be, um, especially when you start getting older. I don't, I mean, at what point do you start seeing your friends die off, or your siblings? You never know what will happen. And so what does that do for you? And you know what? I really don't want to walk using a cane. I don't know about you guys, but I see people and I say, Lord, I thank you that that's not my story. I
Yeah.
say that often. Especially with when we vacation and we're on a ship, I see it all. And I don't like, oh my God. I say, Lord, thank you. That's not my story. Because see, I can't put down anyone, because I've done things that maybe someone else hasn't. So I never want to shun. I just say, Lord, I thank you that that's not my story. And I used to say that a lot about drug addiction. Uh,
Mhm.
we even make fun in movies about crackheads, all of,
Yep.
especially if it's a comedy. And I look at that and say, Lord, I just thank you that's not my story. But it was
Yeah.
in the form of a legal, not illegal, a legal drug of sugar that and these
Yep.
sweeteners that's put into so many things, and I was addicted. And so where I thought that that wasn't my story, I was actually walking in that story. And so a lot of times when we have family members and you might say, yeah, but I'm not stealing the television. Yeah, but you break a promise to yourself often, because you
Yeah.
will go get that cookie. That
Yep.
you done laid in bed, thought about that one piece of cake, and it's like, nope, I'm not doing. You know what? Bump it, and you just go. You gave in, and so yeah, you might not have received that drug high, but you took care of that sugar craving, and it didn't do well
Mhm.
for anything going on with your body, aches, pains. Yeah, so knowing your why, keeping that in front of you and changing it sometimes. So, Rhonda might turn around. It's like, listen, I don't want that blood pressure issue. Then she also mentioned today her mood swings. So then that's another one. I'm just trying to tell you that this is it, guys. I mean, all walks of life. This has been it. So, guys, before we go to the
Can you
next
hear me
one,
now?
I want to,
Yeah.
yes,
Do you
speak
want me to go real
fast.
quick?
No,
Okay.
yeah,
So just real fast. My why
Yes.
is my family. It's what keeps me motivated. I looking back over my life, I am a better mom like this. I was used to be tired, irritable, just always just frustrated with just easily, like Rhonda was talking about, with just the mood and the light switch for sure, from that constant roller coaster of caffeine and carbohydrates. That was like my world.
Mm-hmm.
And my kids will point out that I get up earlier. I'm more sustained energy. I'm not needing a nap in the afternoon. I can play more with them. I have more physical energy as as I'm getting into the older stages of mom, but I still have young, I'm in my 40s, but I still have a 2-year-old. And so I want her to still have the best of my energy that my 16-year-old had when he was 2. And so I'm getting back to being able to be that kind of mom and just wrestle with them and go to all of their games and have the energy to keep up with everything. And that's fulfilling to me because this is what I wanted out of life, was to raise a family. And so to be able to do it to the best of my abilities and to know that I'm going to be healthy into their adulthood and healthy for my grandchildren, and that to me is there's no better reward than that.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
Hey,
I'm
amazing.
gonna
I just have a
start.
comment. I have one
Go ahead,
comment,
babe.
G,
Mm-hmm.
because you were
Mhm.
talking about the person who has the story of drug addiction. That's me. So you wouldn't know it to look at me, but that's my story. So
Wait, you
I
talking
know
about
about
sugar
addiction.
or
No, I'm talking about drug addiction.
Oh,
shut the
That's
front
didn't
my
door?
know that.
story.
See, you never know someone's story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. For you to turn around and then became a carnivore, girl.
Wow.
It's been a long time ago. It's been a long time ago, but that is in my past, in my history. And I just couldn't let the moment pass by without saying that is my story. Maybe someday I'll
Yep.
tell it.
Mhm.
That was
Yeah.
brave of
So,
you,
well,
Robin.
look, let me
Yep.
piggyback on that one, because one of the things that I have shared is that, um, well, see, I received legal drugs, which is Percocets for like 3 years, and it wasn't the low dose ones either. And I asked them to take me off of it, but then pain didn't leave, so then I started doing edibles. Um, and so yeah, so I just, and that wasn't that long ago. So, girl, I'm in it with you. So let me pull
Mm.
up some of I starred these earlier, starred them. So Jasmine says, I'm on the recovery train after stumbling with the holiday. She's day 2 through and going strong.
Good.
Congratulations to you. But let me just
Congratulations.
share this, because we had talked about this and then someone else had threw this in. There are so many stumbling blocks for us. So October is Halloween. November
Mhm.
you have Thanksgiving. December you have Christmas, and then right there at New Year's Eve, and then New Year's Day, and then you have to have uh, in some people's culture, we have to have our black eyed peas and our greens, and then the person to walk front door, and, and then February you have all the chocolates,
Valentine's Day.
and you send it
Yeah.
to school, and the kids turn around and exchange. We embed that in us.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of roadblocks that are set up for you to stumble. All right, then my husband wants to know, Laurie, you just mentioned being cold. Do you all find you are generally colder than you have been in the past? In other words, when you had your insulation,
No,
because
No.
older now.
Nope.
I'm warmer. I'm
Really?
warmer. I used to be cold all the time because I was
Me too.
borderline anemic, and
Yep.
when I started
Yeah.
eating beef, that cured that, and I'm warmer, so I'm not
Yeah.
as cold
Me
as I
too.
used to be.
I don't at all, but I will
Mhm.
tell that my husband does say that he is colder than he used to be. When he was 100 pounds heavier, he was
Yep.
hot all the time.
Mm.
And now he does
Mm.
find that he gets cold sometimes,
Yeah.
but it makes
Hmm.
it so we're more like at the same, like we used to be just so completely off in our temperature preferences, and we're now in the same boat. So
Close.
he's having to adjust, but he has
Yeah.
noticed that because he's he was like 55% body fat, and
Ooh.
that
Mm.
now
Yeah.
he's in the I think he's in the 20s. So it's a huge difference, and maybe it'll adjust and even out over time. But
And I usually am warm. The reason I am still cold today is because Saturday here it rained the entire time that we were out hunting. It was 35 degrees. So, you know, you're carrying around a gun, you're wet, it's wet, you're freezing. I am just like cold to the bone. And then today, I didn't sit down. I just was cutting deer and processing deer all day. So my hands were in cold deer. So I just didn't get a chance to really warm up. And I
You
thought
haven't
a
warmed
friend
up.
of mine, got me this blanket last year, and I was like, I'm just going to go get my blanket, get warm. But yeah,
There
I
you
am
go.
colder
Well,
today.
actually, Laura, this next question is for you. Do you have a
Okay.
recipe or suggestion for carnivore cat food? Because there are
I, yeah,
Mary is considering adopting one soon.
yes. So I have not made one. I do have a recipe that I am going to do a video on that because cats are able to be more carnivore like us. So they can handle the higher fat and stuff like that, where a dog does not necessarily, it's not 100% carnivore. You know, you saw I had pumpkin and I had some peas and carrots and apples in that. They can do that. They need that and not quite as much fat. But I will be doing one. And so if you go over and see my channel, I think I might be able to do it by next weekend. So, but I will put one out there
Okay.
and it's so cheap, so cheap.
Nice.
Okay, so this next one is not a question, but it's just grateful for this as I was fearful to attempt carnivore even with all the Dr. Berry videos. Now I have all beautiful ladies as
Thank
well. This
you.
is awesome. Oh, and not just because you made that comment, I did see where you said you shared and TV where you are in the drawing. I have 4 names so far, and he did add another comment to say, "Oh, can you read that, Miss Robin?"
I happened to find Robin via Dr. Tony Hampton. Yes, Dr. Tony's
Mhm.
awesome. I'm so
Yes.
grateful. This may sound shallow, but I was trying to find someone that looked like me, a brown skinned girl that was living a carnivore life. That's why I'm doing my YouTube channel because I could not find one. I could
Mhm.
not find one. So that's why I'm doing it. That's
Good.
awesome. I'm glad you found me and us.
Yes. Okay, so we do have some other ones. Those are the ones that I started up our last segment that we're going to do. I'm looking at the time because I am going to spin the wheel. Um, Anybody want to share something that they've
I
had?
do. I see
Yeah.
Pursuit of Bliss has if I don't eat enough, I'll be cold. Now, when I was doing a
Mhm.
lot of fasting, I was freezing all the time. So when I was doing extended fasting and fasting, like I fast usually about 16, 18 hours a day. But when I was doing extended fast, I would be very, very cold. So yeah, not eating enough will make you cold.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
I'm colder when I fast as well. So that's
Mhm.
true.
Mm.
Well, I said that I am going to start a fast. Well, it started this evening because I'm done. And of course tomorrow. I felt better with not under my arm that I won't have surgery over. And so we're going to see. And he's gone, so I don't have to smell any cooking or anything. So I think this is going to work.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I had something. Oh, so I made this. I took some. I found some. Y'all know I've been on this smoked Gouda. And I found some actually at
Mm.
Aldi that was really good. So I had a small piece of smoked Gouda, put some butter, some heavy whipping cream, and a little sour cream to make like a cheese sauce. And then I added ground beef to that with the fat.
Mm.
And then
That sounds
uh,
yummy.
this last load of steaks, the ribeyes, because I don't know how to count it, even though I see the videos, had the bone on it. So they cut the bone off, and then what I ended up doing with those, I seared them and then baked them in the oven. They were super tender. So then I put that on the plate, and then I took that, which was almost like a nacho sauce, but I took that and poured over it, and I ate that, and I actually felt like I was cheating. That thing was like spicy and good. It
Sounds
really,
so good.
so I said, I'm just going to do a fast. Oh, no. Laura, I've been thinking about what you said about cutting the ribeye in half and having the fat bites.
Yep.
I don't think that I take in enough fat. And I think Robin doesn't either, but don't tell her I
No, I don't.
said that.
I
Yeah.
don't.
I think
I don't.
everybody will. I think while doing this, everybody gets into that trap because that hindbrain still says fat, fat, fat. Is bad for you. No matter how much you fight against that, it's on all the commercials. It's on everything. Heart healthy, blah blah blah. And so I don't watch a lot of TV, so I don't have to look at those stupid commercials. So I don't throw things at the TV, other than football. Then I still throw things at the TV, but I do think that most of us have to add in more fat. And it's so easy to tell if you're taking in too much fat because your body only can utilize so much. And you make 85% of the fat you need from your liver every day. So no matter how much you take in, you're not going to overdo it. Our bodies know to get rid of it. So if you have diarrhea after implementing more, you need to kind of cut back. If you're having the opposite, you need to add more because it should be clean whistle, easy to go. Shouldn't be a problem. So that's how you know.
Mm.
Yeah, I know that
I'm
I
definitely
need,
not taking enough fat.
Yeah, make
I
them
know.
those ribeye bites. They are so good.
Yeah, they
Okay.
really, really are, especially if you get one that has like little streaks of meat in it. But
Yes.
I have to be careful to not overcook them where I have just a bunch of tallow, which isn't bad to go from there. So, okay, I'm looking at the time. We've hit some of the comment. I just want to see who won. So I hope the four names are there, and I'm gonna hit spin and then see how the wheel pops up. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then, oh, the winner was Renee. It's right there.
Renee!
Oh, yay.
Yep.
Good.
So no
Renee!
insanity to you, Renee. Um,
Yay!
what you do, oh, let me put it down in here real quick. JUST4 hanging with
Congrats.
Browns in the letters at gmail.com. And there is our email that I just put in. And then tell me if you want the water bottle, the black mug, or the white mug. And you're our first winner of our giveaway.
Yay.
Yeah, so I'm like super. Oh, I'm gonna have some other stuff that's over in there as well. Just help it. So, okay, ladies, I know you guys have done a great. Rhonda is actually going to wrap us up
I'm going to
today.
wrap up. Yes. All right. This was really good today. I enjoyed this. So the key takeaways that I got from this episode, first, the carnivore success stories were amazing. I loved how Laura got a patient to try carnivore and is making success. I think she's in a great position to get to advocate for all the patients that she sees. And Robin, your story is amazing as well as reaching out to people on Facebook as well as me. And that's a great way to reach the community. Because like I always said before, YouTube, most of our followers are already carnivores. So I think it's great to reach out to our other platforms like Facebook and Instagram. And also, Rebecca, I loved, I'm going to go back and read your comments, like you said, of the success stories that people have posted. I think that's amazing that, that you have that platform to reach so many people. And let's see, the main takeaway I got from everyone was that the time it saves to be carnivore, because food takes up so much of our time, and the food freedom. I think that was like the main point that I hear most of you saying, the food freedom and not to have to think about eating all the time. And also, it's important to know our why and keep that, and never forget what your why is, and take photos, measurements. Don't forget where you came from, because you have those photos, you can look back and see, this is where I came from. I don't want to go back there. And daily journaling, I thought that was a great takeaway. And also, that sugar is a poison, and that's a drug that many of us don't realize. So I too was a former sugar addict. So most of us don't even think of that as an addiction. So it really is. And like G said, it's in everything, including the salt. I looked at the salt that I still have in my cabinet. And it's sea salt, and dextrose is on the ingredient. I didn't know dextrose was sugar. So those are my takeaways. And also wanted to say, if you like what you see here, please we have, Laura at Eat to Your Health.
That's okay, because listen,
with Carnivore.
Don't worry. Wait, go ahead and keep talking, because I'm going to show this.
Oh,
Keep talking. Our before and after.
I love those before and after pictures. So she's at Eat to Your Health with Carnivore. And then there's me, of course, right there. I'm at Carnivore Leo, and because I'm a Leo. And then we have Rebecca, which is at the Carnivore Family. And those before and after photos are amazing. I don't even recognize you. It's amazing. And then we have Robin, the carnivorous grandma. Oh, your transformation is amazing, Robin. And then there's G at Hey, I don't recognize you either. These are just phenomenal success stories right here. Pictures are 1,000 words. So please go to our channels, like and subscribe, and ring the notification bell. So when we have new content, you will be notified. And our next week's topic is going to be navigating social situations on the carnivore diet. So important. It's going to be interesting to see how we all navigate the social situations.
I'm excited about this.
All right, G.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we did. I'm waiting. I'll get. Let me know which gift that you want. So Mondays, the first Monday of the month, will be our giveaways. Thank you guys so much. This is like a sisterhood. I love you, ladies.
I love you.
Love, and so appreciative. And so for anybody has something special going on this week on their channel.
Love you too.
I do, but I can't tell. So it's a secret. You're going to have to wait to see what it is.
Okay. I'm going to be interviewed tomorrow night by carnivore hunters.
Ooh. Nice.
Ooh. Oh, that's right up your alley. Y'all look, my sister always says, your people will find you. And if they are actually hunters, that is perfect. Can't wait. Did you
I need to find them.
I know we need to find them and to be on there with you. For Frederick and I, we go live. He's in Atlanta. But he's gonna tell us about the show, and I got some stuff that I've been writing my stuff down, honey, that I want to talk about. I was definitely have some things I want to discuss. So he and I on Wednesdays at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. And so until next, oh wait, she's back. Hold on. So she can say goodbye with us. Here we go. We're getting ready to sign off. Thank you guys so much. Until next week, we will see you then.
Yeah.